Welcome to the first Wednesday of Holy Week. Just kidding, there's only one Wednesday in Holy Week. This is 5-Minute Gospel Reflections. I'm Dr. Ben Safransky. So in the Gospel, like in our lives, we're making preparations for the Last Supper, for the last Passover that Jesus will celebrate. This Gospel reminds us that the celebrations of Easter that are coming up only make sense in light of the next few days as a whole, right? The Triduum that the church celebrates, the 3 days, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and then on the evening of Holy Saturday, the Easter Vigil. And I want to encourage you to celebrate all of these days with your family and with the church community. Spiritually, liturgically, culinarily, don't jump ahead to Easter just yet. We're getting close. I just want to encourage you to try and experience some of the sorrow and the anticipation of Jesus and the disciples as the whole mood and outlook changes from the evening of Holy Thursday through the sorrow of Good Friday to the joy of Easter. Now remember that since Jesus was fully human, he did not want to die. But he knew he was going to die because he loved us and he wanted to do God's will. And so today, Wednesday, as they ride into Jerusalem, Jesus doesn't want to die. Experience that with him a little bit. And I also want to encourage you today, especially to read about the Jewish feast of the Passover. It will really fill out your understanding of the Mass, of the Eucharist, and of the celebrations coming up in the days ahead if you read about the Passover. If you have time for a little bit of a longer spiritual exercise, I would encourage you to read in the book of Exodus, chapters 1 through 15. But if you just have a few minutes, read chapter 12 of the book of Exodus. That will tell you about the Passover. And I want to reflect on one element of the Passover that is crucial for understanding Christ's sacrifice, and that is the lamb that was sacrificed at the Passover. In our day, we probably would think of animal sacrifice as an outmoded and maybe even cruel thing. But everyone in the ancient world sacrificed animals, and the sacrifice of the lamb at Passover is actually a reminder of how merciful and forgiving the God of Israel is. The reason the Israelites were asked to sacrifice a lamb every year for the Feast of Passover was as a reminder that God was not demanding their lives from them or the lives of their firstborn. The reality that they knew that we sometimes forget is that every person owes their life to God. And so when God decided to take back the lives he had given the Egyptian firstborn in the book of Exodus, the blood of the lamb on the Jewish doorposts showed which houses had already given to God what was asked of them. Instead of giving their own lives back, God allowed them to substitute a lamb as a kind of token offering. So as Jesus prepares for the Passover, he knows that he is going to be the last lamb. He's going to be the one whose blood marks out those who are being passed over by the angel of death. And he knows that finally humankind will have a life to offer back to God that is worth more than enough to save us. My challenge for you today is to go back to the book of Exodus in the Old Testament. And again, if you have the time, read chapters 1 through 15. But for a shorter exercise, read through chapter 12 slowly and carefully. And I believe it'll help you and help me prepare for the days that are coming up at the end of this week. God bless you, and I will talk to you tomorrow on Holy Thursday.